We're in Orange County and we're discussing the top 10, or what I consider the top 10 spots to make money in Orange County. And the reason why I brought out this top 10 series was because I often get emails and text messages from individuals in LA, Orange County, San Diego, and they say, you know what, I'm just not making money in that city. What am I doing wrong? So in this case here, I'm going to show you the top 10 spots that I know in Orange County where I've made money and I go back to, and it consistently gives me good trips. Right at the end here of Newport Boulevard, as it goes into Balboa Boulevard, right down by the water, and you can see how close we're to the sand here. That's the beach right there. And a couple of landmarks that you might know: the Baja Sharkies, the Soul Grill, the Blue Beat, Seaside Bakery, 21 Oceanfront. So I sit right here on that parking spot, and this is fantastic for UberX. Tons of students down there, a lot of pubs, a lot of drinking places. It's also great for Select. It's also great for SUV and XL, not so hot for Lux. There's not too many high-end luxury hotels there. But bigger groups, yes, a lot of tourists, a lot of visitors on weekends, very, very busy on Friday and Saturday nights. Specifically, extremely busy on summer days, summer weekends. So this whole area down here by the peninsula around about Newport Boulevard, Balboa, 21st Place, sit tight there. You'll pick up a lot of trips, more towards the evening time, 6, 7 o'clock onwards. Now, on a Friday or Saturday, on a Saturday or Sunday, it's pretty consistently busy, especially for UberX throughout the day. On to the next one. So the next one we are covering in Orange County is Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. And right in front of me here, or right in front of you, there's the drop-off place, which is actually for the shuttles and for the buses at 1550 South Harbor Boulevard. Right next door where you see all these people here, they cross over at the IHOP and they go to the main entrance over here. They walk through and they get into the park. Now, usually when people are dropped off, they call it the Disneyland drop-off, that is usually the place that they will return to in the late afternoon, right at closing of Disney time, and wait for Ubers or request the Uber as they're just exiting the park. So it's a good spot to be anywhere around here on IHOP, anywhere up and down this drag. If you drive on Harbor Boulevard, if you drive down here, there's tons and tons of hotels around here. So there's a lot of traffic that'll take you all the way back, nice long trips back to John Wayne Airport or to LAX. Anywhere in this vicinity, all around Disneyland, it's a safe place to be. But the location that I just gave you there, right at the IHOP at 1550 South Harbor, the reason why I like that spot, it's very good for XL, for big groups, families, a lot of big families there. Very seldom do you have like onesies and twosies, or maybe a lot of groups of fours going in UberX. So they will request a trip back to the hotel or right back to the airport. Very good place to be in the early morning time, anywhere from like 6 to 10 o'clock, because people are checking out and leaving in this area. South Harbor, like I said, tons of hotels. There's another one right behind me. Very, very safe area to be in. And just up the road, 2 up from Harbor, is the Anaheim Convention Center. So if you're in Orange County, you definitely want to Google the Anaheim Convention Center and look at when all the calendar of the conventions that take place at Anaheim, specifically the final day. So if it's going from a Thursday to a Sunday, Sunday afternoon, 5 o'clock is usually ending time. Sometimes some of them go on till Monday. But Sunday evening, people are going back to the hotel, checking out long trips back to the airport, John Wayne, LAX, or then very, very next morning. So it's pretty crucial to pay close attention to the Anaheim Convention Center calendar. It'll give you a lot of good intel and a lot of trips, but again, anywhere around here, around the Disneyland park, where you see these people, they're all walking up to the main drop-off area. Super safe spot to pick up drivers for X and mainly XL. Now we'll move on to the next one. So we covered Disneyland, and not too far away, Brea, there's the Knott's Berry Farm, a far smaller park, but a lot of people go there. And this is an aerial photograph, and it's pretty much, you could say, a Beach Boulevard and La Palma Avenue. That's where the parking lot is. If I go over here, I'm going to jump in at about TGI Fridays on Beach Boulevard. This over here is a super safe place to hang out. Always a lot of people by the TGI Fridays and the Snoopy there, and this is also the park entrance. So it's right. Let me see. It's right on Beach Boulevard, and you can see the park over here. Spinning around in circles here. But there's some taxis and X vehicles over there. Anywhere, La Palma, Beach Boulevard, super safe place to wait and look at the park times. You know, especially the end times. When does the park close down? Right. So in those final 45 to 60 minutes, that's usually where you'll get most of the activity around La Palma and Beach Boulevard. So we'll move on to the next one. So right behind me we have Fashion Island, and that's pretty much at the end of MacArthur Boulevard and PCH, right down by the ocean. Okay, right down there is PCH. There's the water already. Here we have MacArthur, and if you go a little bit up MacArthur, you can turn in and cross over Avocado. You go to Newport Center Drive, and you have, I'm going to take you right in there. Here's Newport Center Drive, and everything around here is Fashion Island. So this is an amazing spot to just chill anywhere here close by Macy's, or if you come down here, you go down and you get into one of these parking lots. You drive in here and you just sit tight here. So use as a marker MacArthur, PCH. There's a huge complex called the Fashion Island Center. Now, not really good for Uber XL, but good for SUV. There's a lot of wealthy people go shopping there. Very good for Uber X, and also very good for Uber Select. A lot of ladies go there. You know, they'll be in on business, or their husband's in business in Irvine. They'll go shopping at Irvine at the Fashion Island, and they'll catch an Uber or a Lyft back to their hotel. So there's tons of hotels right around Fashion Island. But you know, you could sit tight right here. A lot of good healthy restaurants here. You could sit tight anywhere on that parking lot on Fashion Island. Now we move on to the next one. So I think UC Irvine is truly a safe bet, and that's just based on feedback. I myself, I haven't driven UberX there, but I've heard from a lot of other drivers that they're very busy in and around campus. So you know, if you go up Bison Avenue towards Pelterson Drive, anywhere up here, this is an aerial view of the campus, Middle Earth Housing, Eldridge Park, Paul Mirage Business School. You know, anywhere around here is totally safe. Right now, I took you in to 4242 Pereira Drive, right next to the business school. But like you can see, there's tons of students now. They're not very far trips. You know, there's usually going back to their dorms, or more busy in the evening if they go out to bars, a little bit of partying and that. During the day, fairly quiet. In the morning, evening time, anywhere around here, around UC Irvine, a lot of little UberX trips, especially if you are close to the dorm housing. So check it out. You can Google, or you can check it on your maps, take some screenshots throughout the day, see the activity of UberX drivers in that area at different times of the day, see where a lot of cars are loading up. That's when you know it's high time or prime time to drive around UC Irvine. So we move on to the next one. There's a lot of activity around Huntington Beach, right at the end of Beach Boulevard, a nice place to hang out. There's Hyatt Regency of Huntington Beach. That's where you will get more, select trips, SUV trips, the bigger vehicles around this hotel here. But anywhere PCH at the end of Beach Boulevard, where the pier is, all the restaurants, a lot of UberX activity, a lot of select activity, a lot of SUV activity, very little luxury activity. So check it out. A nice starting point that I like was the Hyatt Regency. Have a coffee there, especially if you're in a black SUV. Anywhere PCH, Beach Boulevard, prime area for several categories. So this one in Orange County is the Irvine Spectrum, an amazing complex with a lot of restaurants, clothing stores, etc., and it's right on Irvine Center Drive. And there's a lot of activity and tons of hotels and businesses around there. And I also request at this point that you please subscribe to my channel. There's a subscription button right below, because I bring a lot of good content, right? I'm in LA, but it takes me to Irvine many times per week. And when in Irvine, I got to know the places, just like you're starting off in Orange County, I'm sorry, but just like if you're starting off in Orange County and the trip takes you to LAX and suddenly you're in LAX, I have the top 20 locations for for Los Angeles, sorry. When you're in LA and you registered Orange County, you're driving Orange County, takes you up to LA, it's all new to you. I report on the places, just like I drive in LA, go down to Orange County, I want to know. So I've spent a lot of time in Orange County exploring all the places, speaking to people, and again I bring you these top 10 San Diego, top 10 LA, top 10 Orange County, and many other cities that I've traveled in and driven in and where I get a ton of feedback. So if we jump right in here, ladies and gentlemen, I'll go right down to 71 Spectrum Drive. This is this road that circles around the entire Spectrum. Now, there's no parking here, and parking's not allowed. There's only bike lanes, as you can see. But there's many side streets and many parking lots. And you want to try and get close to the big restaurants like Javier's and other big Italian restaurants there. Businesses in the background. So there's a big business district right off Bristol there, MacArthur, Jamboree, very busy area for Select, UberX, XL, and even Lux. And Lux, there are some really good hotels just down the road from the Spectrum. But here you'll mainly see kids going there, they want to see movies, they want to go shopping. So this is a great area, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and mostly evenings, the Spectrum. That's when people will go there after work. Generally during the day, it's fairly quiet. Not fairly quiet as far as volume of people going to the shopping center, just travel-wise. So we're going to move on to the next one now. So this here is an aerial photograph of John Wayne Airport. It really services the entire Orange County area, also a lot of LA and a lot of San Diego. So there's certain flights that go out from this airport, and it's great. Many trips will take you, let's say, from LA to John Wayne, right? And then suddenly you find yourself down in Orange County. So there are places around John Wayne Airport where you can wait. There's a lot of business people traveling, a lot of families. And my best suggestion would be right over here on MacArthur. MacArthur and Douglas, in fact. You can go down there. Here's a street view. The airport is on one side, but the businesses are all around you. So one street back from the airport, you'll have MacArthur and Douglas. Sit around there, Tons of businesses, very, very busy lunchtime. A lot of early morning trips will take you into this area because there's a lot of business people going in there, and you can sit around and wait for a call from the airport. So try and get as close, just one street off from the airport, unless you really go into paid parking and that, you know, that'll cost you money. But as you're waiting one street south of the airport, which is MacArthur, you could either pick up business people on this side or travelers from the airport on that side. What type of vehicles are great there? Well, you know, your Lyft regular, Lyft premium, Lyft plus. Very good area also for Lux and SUV, because there's a lot of business meetings. People go to business meetings and lunches during the day, and they, you know, 5-6 people will get in the car. So Lux does well there. SUV does well there. Black does well there. Even Excel at the airport, families, and then obviously your UberX. So I would say John Wayne, MacArthur on the one side, business parks right on the other side of MacArthur. Great, great safe place to be mid-afternoon, late afternoon, after work, early mornings, late evenings when people are traveling in and out. We move on to the next one. So this next point is, it's a beautiful area of Orange County. It's called Corona del Mar, and has a lot of little restaurants, cool little communities, and it's a very central point. So it can take you truly north and south from that point. You know, you're right there on PCH. Even if you travel a little further down PCH, you will get like to Delano, and then you'll get to Pelican Point, and over here Marriott's Newport Coast Villas, great area for Lux and SUV, and even the Pelican Hill Golf Club. I mean, if you have an SUV, that is a primo spot in Orange County for Lux and SUVs, okay? But when you're talking, you know, XLs, X's, a lot of short little trips around Corona del Mar. Let's go straight in there. You're right down here on, more or less on Ocean Boulevard. And let me just show you. Right here on Ocean Boulevard, so you can just sit tight anywhere here in these little coastal communities. You're right here by the water. A lot of people here, they start off from here, and they'll go out on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, go down to the beaches, out to other parties, go to the restaurants. So a really, really pretty area to chill and wait for your next trip. We move on to the next one. So one of my favorite spots in summer in Orange County, and you know, this is throughout the summer months mainly, because you have a huge influx of Europeans coming in, and you also have a lot of holiday makers there, and you also have the big art festivals. And if you go down the 133, you know, from the 5 highway down the 133 down to Laguna Beach, it will literally throw you out. It'll throw you out over here at this beach here, right behind you, Laguna Beach. And when you, let me just see here one second. If you've ever been to Laguna Beach, you'll know there's tons of little restaurants up and down the PCH. I mean, you could head over to Newport Coast. You'll be busy, you'll have a lot of trips going out that way, families and UberX trips, and you'll have a lot of people that you'll be picking up, especially when the sun goes down in summer. You'll be driving them to hotels and sometimes even back to LA. So this here, you're literally down by where the 133 meets PCH. You've got all the volleyball courts down here. It's a bit of a grey sky, so this is definitely not a summer day. You've got amazing restaurants right on that road over here, right? And then as you travel up PCH in a southerly direction, you've got downtown Laguna Beach. I think it's about the best place to sit in either one of these two streets. You will pick up all categories. Now the Lux and the SUV, SUV is pretty good down there, but the luxury category is not. But UberX and XL, families and individuals and a lot of young people a lot of students, a lot of holiday makers. Right here is the primo spot, and you can go anywhere up here on PCH. You'll see all the restaurants on the side, so you could sit anywhere in this vicinity. It'll give you good trips back to the hotels. Might even take you all the way back up to Irvine, or might even take you to LA or San Diego. A lot of people that travel enjoy coming down here for the weekend, you know.